Chris Neville here with goHUNT.com. Today I'm going over the gear list of all the stuff I'm taking with me on an upcoming bear hunt Brady and I are going on in Montana. This is going to be a backpack style. We're going in for 6 days. So I'm just going to jump right in. First, we're going to start off with all my first light clothes and what I'll be taking with me. So we got the goHUNT hat, and then I'll be wearing Darn Tough socks. And then we'll be wearing the First Light Wick quarter zip tee with some corrugate pants. And then for this terrain, there's gonna be a lot of deadfall and stuff, so I'm always gonna be wearing gaiters. These are the OR alligator gaiters, which are always good, keep the brush out of your boots, protect the bottom of your pants and all that stuff. And then for clothes that I will be packing in, I have the KUIU long johns. Ever since I've gotten these and tried them on and worn them, I just can't switch up. Can't beat the zip offs, completely zip all the way off. Easy to get on and off when you're wearing other clothes. And mostly I'm not a big long john guy. Like when I'm hiking around, usually I'll just wear these to bed and that's about it. I run pretty hot, so I'll never wear these too much. Actually, when I'm hiking around, unless it's super cold or if I know I'm gonna be sitting for a while. And then for my kind of outer shell that I'll probably wear most of the time is this First Light Klamath quarter zip. It's the grid fleece. And it's super warm, really versatile, breathable. And I'll probably be wearing this most of the time over my Wick tee. And then also I'm a big vest guy. I'm all about the core, keeping the core warm. So I always bring the First Light Sawtooth vest. It's just a go-to that I always like. Really versatile piece you can always, take on easy. And then for when it starts getting super cold, for I'm sitting around and it's windy when I'm glassing, I always have a puffy I always bring. And this is the First Light Uncompahgre puffy. And this is really light piece for being a puffy jacket. I wore it all last year. I've had no problems at all. It's keep me super warm. Even on the third season hunt in Colorado, this is what I wore. And this is actually kind of more of their backcountry lighter piece. And I'm always, trying to save weight anywhere I can. And this puffy has been phenomenal. I love this puffy. And I'll always wear, puffy jackets, I'll wear them to bed. That's what I'll do. Just because I run a quilt, so I'm always wearing a puffy and bringing a puffy with me for when I'm going to sleep, and then for when I'm sitting around and it's cold, put it on. And for rain gear, we got the Seek Storm Tight jacket. This is their more durable, a little bit heavier than their Boundary, but we're expecting quite a bit of rain. So I thought I better bring this, and actually just got hooked up with my buddy Paul from First Light. He just sent this over here, so pretty excited to give this a try. And then for the rain pant, I'm gonna be bringing the Boundary Storm Tight rain pant. It's just, you have a nice zip on and off over here so you can get in your pockets and get these on and off easily, quick. And we're expecting wet weather, so always good to have rain gear, can't go wrong there. And then for my gloves, when I was getting ready for this, I only had one glove, but I did order another set. I have gotten questions about these gloves, and these are just Heat Factory Thinsulate gloves, nothing too special. The only thing you gotta watch out with these is you don't wanna get these things wet, because once they get wet, they stay wet. But other than that, they're super nice. I like how you have access to your fingers for glassing, shooting. And then, when your hands start getting cold, you just flip it over and you're ready to go. And they're only like 30 bucks, so can't beat that. Then always the goHUNT beanie for the cooler temps. And we're expecting the temps to be around 60 for highs and down in the 30s at night. So not too bad, but you obviously got to have your warm stuff. Then we're gonna jump right into my pack I'll be bringing. This is the Stone Glacier Sky 5900. I've used this pack a ton. It's super lightweight. Haven't had any issues at all. I like the simplicity, not a lot of buckles, and just a bomber pack. All right, so that's gonna be all my clothes that I'll be bringing with me, my clothes worn in the clothes pack. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna jump into is my sleep system. I run a quilt, which is the Sea to Summit Ember EB2, which is a 25-degree quilt. Quilts obviously are gonna run a little bit colder, so I went with the 25-degree. And this is what I'll use for a lot of my hunts. And I've never had a problem getting cold, but like I said, I wear my puffy to bed. So I'll wear a lot of my clothes to bed, but the thing I like about this is it doesn't get much lightweight for a sleeping bag than this. And I haven't had any problems with it. If you're looking to go lightweight, quilt's the way to go. And then for my sleeping pad, I have a Big Agnes, the AXL. This is the mummy style. As you can see, obviously pretty small, compact. And then what I like to do with this is I have like a footprint or a ground sheet. And this is actually just like I got this from one of my old Kelty tents that I have. And what I'll do is I'll just lay this down underneath my sleeping pad here so I don't get any holes or stuff like that. And then I always run an inflatable pillow. This is the Climate pillow, this is the XL. I've done in the past where I just bring my clothes and I put them in a ball and I sleep like that. And once I got one of these and I tried this out, I'll never go back to doing that. And if you have not tried an inflatable pillow, you need to try it out. You'll have awesome sleep in the backcountry. And look at this, tiny. So, I mean, I'll bring whatever, the extra couple ounces to have good sleep, which is really important to me. So the shelter we're gonna be bringing on this bear hunt that Brady and I are going on, we're actually taking the Seek Outside Red Cliff teepee. Brady has that, so I don't have that. But what we'll do, we usually split that up evenly. And it's pretty light. He'll carry, the stakes and the tarp, and I'll carry the pole and the stove. And with the stove, you wanna remember, because I have gotten questions like, oh, how do you guys pack the stove when you're going in deep in the backcountry and stuff? Well, you just put that right on the outside of your pack. I'll just strap that. That's the last thing I'll put on, right on the outside of your pack. Stove and pipe, and you're good to go. Now, for optics, what I'm gonna be using. First, my tripod. This is the Saru T1204 SK with a V5 head on it. It's a little bit heavier, but I also, I bring my camera. I'm doing a lot of filming stuff, taking pictures. So I'm liking a little bit sturdier tripod. Plus, for spotting scope, I'm looking long distances and it's a little bit windy. This is gonna be a little more stable. And the spotting scope I have, this is a Vortex Razor, 27 to 60, 85 millimeter. Great spotting scope, haven't had any problems. And then I'm gonna pair that up with my, obviously gotta have the phone scope, gotta be getting footage of what we're seeing. So the bino harness I'm gonna be running, this is the Outdoor Vision. This is a size medium. The binos that I'll be carrying around on my chest, these are the Vortex 10x42 Vipers, fairly lightweight. And this is what I'll be using a lot, just glassing, seeing what I can see. And then for my tripod adapter, I just use the Vortex Uni adapter, and I'll literally just keep that on the whole time. I haven't had any problems sliding it in and out. So it's just fast, and I can just get on there, start glassing. And for all these plates that I have, these are all Arca Swiss, and I have a plate for anything that I'm gonna put on a tripod. I'll have a plate already on there, so I don't have to be switching out plates. Just makes my life easier, quicker. Don't have to be spending time wrenching on plates all the time. And as always, gotta have the wind checker. This is just a dead down wind checker. See what the wind is. And then for my rangefinder, this is the Leupold RX 850. And I've had this for a couple years now. It's got all the angle compensation and all that. Great rangefinder. Then another thing I'm always gonna have with me, especially when I know I'm gonna do a lot of glassing, I'm gonna have the Thermarest Z seat. Super lightweight, fairly small. Just makes my life a lot more comfortable when I'm out there glassing, especially if I'm on some tough terrain. Also, I like having this just like outside my tent for my feet when I'm waking up in the morning. So I don't have to be stepping on the cold ground. I just step right on this. All right, so we're gonna jump into my weapon, what I'll be hopefully shooting a bear with. This is a Browning, Hell's Canyon long range, Macmillan stock, 300 Win Mag. Then I got the Kydex cheek piece. My scope sits pretty high, and I actually just put this on, and so far I absolutely love it for like head position and consistency, like cheek placement. That's helped a lot, and it's improved my shooting quite a bit too. And then for the bipod, I got the Hatch Out West bipod. Another thing I just added to the gun. And this bipod is probably one of the most versatile bipods that I've used. I know I'm not a huge rifle guy. I don't know as much as like Brady, but so far I love this bipod. And then the scope that I have on this gun is the Leupold VX3i LRP 8.5 to 25 by 50. So far, been an awesome scope, haven't had any problems with it. So that's my gun setup, and then the bullets that I'll be running through this gun. And then I found that really like it are these Hornady Hunter Precision 200 grain ELDX. Been shooting great for me recently, so I'm pretty pumped to try them out. And then what I always keep in my pocket is the Rugged Ridge rear rest. And if you haven't tried one of these out, I'd really recommend it. You would be surprised how much more support you can get with a little bit of rear support. Just from shooting, I haven't shot a ton, but I've noticed right away when I don't have this, how much more shake I am. And then when I put this behind there, it's huge difference, especially if you're taking those, 400 to 500 yard shots. This is gonna help you a lot and give you that confidence that you need. All right. Now we will be jumping in to kind of my miscellaneous gear, my first aid, that kind of stuff. First, I have these cords. These are gonna be cords to charge my Garmin InReach Mini, which I always bring with. So one cord's for that. And then I have an extra, and then I always bring a pocket juice, just keep my phone charged, because I carry Onyx, and that's what I'll be running with the whole time. So I need to have my phone charged to know where I'm going. And so far, these pocket juices, this is like, I think the $45 one, $40, $50 range. And for 6 days, I'll get all the charge I need out of my phone with this one right here. So if you want to save a buck or two, check out these pocket juices, they're pretty nice. All right, now we're just kind of digging into this baggie of kind of miscellaneous gear that I usually bring with me all the time. I actually just pick these up. Bear hunting, you're kind of sitting, chilling around quite a bit. These are just a little thin deck of cards. They're pretty lightweight. Just some entertainment. I know Brady and I are sick of talking to each other all the time. We sit right next to each other, so we gotta play little cards. Let's put a little bet on something. Brady J. Miller Special right here, a little toothbrush. This actually is one that's like a traveler one. It connects to the bottom, and I just don't bring the bottom, so it's short, lightweight. Little thing of toothpaste. Then I'll have some extra batteries. I obviously won't have them in this thing, but some AAA extra batteries for all my headlamps. And then I will bring P-cord, of course. You can never go wrong with some P-cord for, any times you've had problems. I've had some times where I've burnt my shoelaces. That was in third season when I was freezing my ass off. So I had to use this to make shoelaces, tie down tent, tie up your meat, all that good stuff. Chapstick, do not forget chapstick, or else you're gonna have leather lips out there. And then I'll bring an extra battery for my rangefinder because it's a pretty tricky battery. It's a little bit different than your normal AA, AAA, so it's kind of tough to find. And if your rangefinder dies and you don't have a battery, you're gonna be out of luck there. And then I'll just kind of bring this, which is gonna have a couple tools. So I'll bring a couple Allen wrenches. So all these Allen wrenches are gonna go for my plates, all the different sizes for my gun. So anything breaks down, most of the stuff that I have here is all gonna be with an Allen wrench of some sort. So I always bring a couple Allen wrenches just in case something breaks down and you're out in the backcountry and you need to fix it up. And then I'll bring one extra plate just because I tend to lose shit a lot. So I always like to have an extra plate. And for my headlamp, I'm gonna be running the Black Diamond Storm. Haven't had any problems with it. Takes AAA batteries, that's why I bring extra AAA batteries. And then I'm always gonna bring a backup headlamp. This is just this is a Princeton Tech. You know, I think it's like 25 bucks, but I always keep it ready to go, backup headlamp, because if you need some light in the dark. And then another thing that's kind of like in my miscellaneous gear is gonna be a first aid kit. This is just a Mountain Series medical kit. And I also put, in this, I'll put some electrical tape. It has moleskin, aspirin, all your first aid needs. And then I actually bring a patch kit. This is a waterproof patch kit, so my sleeping pad gets a hole in it, tent, anything, this is gonna be able to patch it up. So another thing I'll bring in my gear is it's a rain cover for my camera. The camera that I bring is the one I'm being filmed with right now. It's the Sony a7 III. You know, I take a lot of pictures, a lot of video for all the stuff that we do here at goHUNT. So if it starts raining and I need to take pictures, I always have a little rain cover for it. And then my pack fly, this is just a QU pack fly, large one, so I don't get all my gear wet in my pack. And then for my kill kit, what I have, game bags, caribou game bags. Can't go wrong there. I usually bring 3 to 4. And then for what I actually have, I bring a little sharpener. This is a Smith's. I think I bought this at like Bass Pro or something. It's just a small, lightweight sharpener. I have a buck knife. It's just a lightweight, fixed blade for those, you know, tougher cuts that you're gonna have to do on bigger animals and stuff like that. Then I always bring license, of course, tags, all that good stuff. This is actually an emergency blanket. I bring this just for laying down meat on the ground. Don't want to get it all dirty, and hey, you never know if you're feeling pretty cold. So I got multi-use out of this. Pen, sign your tag, and then the Havalon knife. So yeah, so with the Havalon knife, like I said, I pair it with a fixed blade. You know, usually I like a lightweight, smaller knife. I always like having a fixed blade for your tougher cuts where, you know, sometimes these blades can break. So it's always good to maybe have a fixed blade. And that's my kill kit right there. Since we are going to Montana, we're gonna be in bear country, grizzly bear country too. Always good to have a little bear spray, you know, just in case the bear charges at me. I'll probably just throw Brady in front of it, but might have to save him and do a little bear spray. Then we'll get over to my food, water setup, and how I'm doing all that stuff. So for my bladder, this is a Platypus 3-liter bladder. I like a bigger bladder because I'm a thirsty guy. I've always just liked the 3-liter bladder. I don't have to fill up as much as, you know, obviously if you have a 2-liter or 1-liter. And it's just, especially in the backcountry, you don't know where you're gonna get your water and how much water you're gonna get. So if I'm at water, I'm gonna try to get as much as I can, and that's usually why I go with a 3-liter instead of like a 2 or a 1. And then for my purification, I do the drops. Filters take too long. I don't want to like sit there and pumping it. So what I'll do is I'll just drop it out. Plus, I feel a little bit safer with these, you know, killing all the bacteria and stuff. Because sometimes I've had pumps that get clogged, and I'm sitting there and I can hardly even pump it. And I don't want that to happen to me out in the backcountry. And then what I like to always pair is just trail shot, MSR trail shot. And most of the time what I do with this is gonna be for my Nalgene's. If I'm just walking by a stream, I need to get water quick, I always have this in a spot where I can pull it out quick, fill up my Nalgene. So it's always a good thing to just carry with me. And then my trekking poles, I guess I put these in my food section, but they're over here. These are the Leike Legacy trekking poles. I'm not a huge trekking pole fan. I feel like sometimes they get more in my way than they help me. But for some of these backcountry hunts where we might need trekking poles, you know, stake up a little tarp or stuff like that, I always bring them. I don't know how much I'll use them. A lot of times I usually just bring one, but they are nice for when you're packing out meat, you know, kind of help you get down the mountain. And for my cook system, I got the Jetboil. I've had this for probably 3 or 4 years. Pretty simple. I got my propane container, the small one. Pretty simple setup, never had any problems. And then for my spoon, this is the MSR folding spork. Works well. And then I'll kind of dig into what I bring for food. I'm just gonna break it down for like what one day looks like. So what I usually do is, I'm not a big breakfast guy, so I won't bring any oatmeal or any of that. So I'm more of like, I'll eat at 10 o'clock. So what I do at 10 o'clock is I'll eat usually a Pro Bar, you know, and that's gonna be, has a ton of calories. It gets you good to about lunchtime. And then what I do for lunches mostly is I'll eat a green belly meal to go. And these things are very filling. Like, I don't know if I've ever eaten full 2 bars at lunch. So a lot of times you're gonna have extra with these. So you can kind of plan that out, like, oh, I could have a little afternoon treat with this. And then I will pair this up with, usually I bring a little bit of jerky just to kind of switch up the texture of things, you know, having that little bit of meat. And then for like afternoon snacks, also Justin's peanut butter, can't go wrong. And then just a Cliff Bar. So that's usually what I'll eat throughout the day. And then I actually ordered, I really like the Cliff Chews, the energy chews. I'm all about staying energized. I feel like that's something that really inhibits your hunting ability. If you're tired, you're not energized. So I'll bring probably 2 Cliff Chews throughout the day that I'll eat. So this is gonna be all the gear I'm gonna be taking on Brady and I's bear hunt we're going on here coming up. Like I said, it's gonna be a 6-day backcountry, packing in. You know, that's Brady's style and I's style. That's how we like to hunt. Should be a fun one. Hopefully we can knock down 2 bears. We're gonna be filming it. Thank God we're not riding any bikes this year. That's the only thing I said. I said, if we're going bear hunting, I'm not getting on another mountain bike. So we're not doing any mountain bikes. So it should make things a little bit better on my rump. Anyway, like always, like and subscribe. Leave a comment below if you have any questions. I'll be sure to get back to you. Thanks for watching.